Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Max Payne 3 hardcore difficulty video walkthrough. This is chapter 11, this is Suntan Oil, Stale Margaritas and Greed. So, the start of this is one of my favourite levels of the game. I thought the premise was absolutely amazing, just waking up, after getting shit-faced on a boat and it going from being this tropical paradise party on the sea to something really, really wrong. It's the carrot on the stick mystery that you're exploring and you're, enveloping as you do so, and that to me is awesome. I find it really fun, really interesting, really intriguing. And the part where this level falls down is pretty much midway through because it starts getting a little bit gay, and I didn't enjoy fighting the military in Panama too much after this boat sequence, because from there's a couple of shootouts that are a little bit unfair, but hopefully I'll be able to get you through them without too much hassle. So this lower deck area, you're going to be moving room to room with this Glock, and as I've mentioned, the Glock is probably my favourite pistol on the game. You can tap the trigger like you've been doing all the pistols, or you can hold it for automatic fire. Either way you choose to use it, it's still pretty damn, pretty damn awesome. I enjoy it a lot. And just take your time, just be doing what we've been doing, use your cover intelligently, watch for those headshots, watch for those X's popping up that tell you that you've hit the mark, and just don't rush anything. And what I will say about this section is the more painkillers you have, the easier it will be, and this is a universal standard on this difficulty. There's been a lot of areas I thought I was going to have trouble with after hard, and I didn't have any trouble because I had more painkillers and I knew what I was doing. And it seems to just be, the swan song for every encounter in this game. If you've got, the funds, if you've got the provisions, you can get through it with mistakes aplenty. But if you don't, that's when you really have to play the game well. And that's not a bad thing, because it's going to make you better at the game and it's going to give you a better chance in multiplayer. But there's nothing more frustrating when you realise your situation has put you in a shit show. And love the shoot dodge there into someone else's room. Max moving around with style. Gotta like it. But look for painkillers, explore as much as you can, and I'm going to talk about a couple of different things. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the search engine on YouTube. So I've been searching for Max Payne 3 Hardcore. I haven't put walkthrough or guide on that sentence, just hardcore, because I thought that's all you should really need. And the results that come up, there are two results. One of them is like this official GTA series website, channel should I say, sorry, that's doing a guide for the game. There's no commentary on it, it's using gold guns, all that kind of stuff, and it seems perfectly fine, he's doing what he's doing. And the second result is myself. And this is a really, really good thing. This is an awesome, awesome thing, and if I can get the rest of this guide up pretty quickly, it'll be even better. Because the reason that some of the guides that I've done have done so well is because they were up first, essentially. They were the ones that showed up the quickest in the search engine. Like Uncharted 3, it's my guide that you're generally going to see when you search that game on crushing difficulty, and that's why that guide's done so well. It's the exact same with Gears of War 3's Last Boss. The only reason that video has about 60,000 views is because it was the first video up beating her on Insane, and it's the one that a lot of people are using. And that is the mentality that you have to work with if you want to have a successful YouTube channel, because as much as it sucks to rush games and get them up, and maybe pull a stint of commentary sessions that are a little bit longer than you'd like, it's worth it in the end, because it's first come first serve, because there is so much content out there saturating YouTube. It's ridiculous and it's hard to get found. And at the very beginning of YouTube, I said to myself, I am just a bunch of words in a search engine. I need to make it so that now people can find those words in that said search engine, and that's what's happening. So hopefully this will be a successful guide for me, and it'll help boost my numbers and get some more folk to my channel to keep on building this empire that we're all a part of, because it's pretty damn awesome. And I do think this game is one of the more challenging ones that's come out, so hopefully people are going to be interested in it. The second thing I'm going to talk about are the dislikes on the videos. So the first thing I'll say, people, just ignore them. Don't even you know, cognitize the people that are doing stuff like that. There's somebody who thinks it's a problem with YouTube. I don't think it's a problem with YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's just those people that subscribe to YouTubers just to hate on them because they crave negativity and they're parasites. They're complete and utter parasites. And all they want is attention. And right now, unfortunately, through this statement, I'm giving it exactly what they want, which is wrong of me, but I have to address this. The likes and the dislikes on a channel mean absolutely nothing. They do. It's one of those things where unless you are hitting really, really high views and getting a high amount of likes and dislikes, that is the only time it is even taken into consideration, and YouTube even weighs it as a variable, because it's all in relation to getting on the front page, and there is no chance in fucking hell with 200 views a video or lower you're going to get on the front page. So a like or a dislike, as much as I appreciate every like I get, doesn't make a blind bit of difference. It just makes the commentator feel better, or the content provider feel better. That is it. And the one universal truth that people don't really seem to understand is a dislike is just as good as a like, because it shows activity on your channel. If you get 50,000 dislikes, it's the same as getting 50,000 likes, because it's still going to be harnessing attention to whatever the video is. It's just the politics of YouTube. So those people are just futilely helping my channel either way when they think they're hindering it, so it's just silly. And the best thing to do is completely ignore it, because it doesn't bother me one single bit. I care more about soup. I really do. But I had to say it because there's been a lot of comments on my channel at this moment in time. Really nice comments, not understanding why there's dislikes and things like that. And as much as I appreciate them, guys, I get excited for comments because I don't get 1,000 comments a day like these massive channels do. I read every comment I receive and I try to reply to the ones that people have said something different, or if something witty comes into my head and I've got a nice retort. They're the ones I generally reply to, and it's been an orchestra of people, you know, defending me and defending my content, which is awesome to hear, but it's hard to really respond to stuff like that without coming off as a pretentious douchebag. Because it's like, oh yes, I make the best content, I drink my Chardonnay out of my glass like everybody else. And you just sound like a douche, so I'm not gonna do it. But I just thought I'd address it so that people know where they stand. Next thing I want to talk about, because this is literally going to be, you know, cheesy cover-to-cover nonsense. There's 2 sections coming up which I hated, and I'll tell you about those when we hit them, but this is just exploring for the sake of exploring, and enjoy it, because this game is detailed, it's rich, it's lush, and it's fun. So, I said I'd update people on how I've been feeling with Final Fantasy 13-2. So where I left off before, when I was really excited about the game, I was on the first fight with Chaos Ballard, who is the pink-haired dude with the giant sword, who I assume is the last boss. And he's a very manly man. He's not afraid to wear pink and pull it off. He wears a purple, in fact. He's got far too many feathers in his headrest, but, you know, he's rocking it. He's like Wham in the 80s. They didn't care that they were swinging the ballsack around in a bunch of speedos to extremely cheesy music, because we all knew they were straight. How could they be gay? It's just how it is. And he's an interesting character. He's got an awesome voice actor, if you don't know. It's War from Darksiders and Azura from Azura's Wrath. I forget the guy's name, but he's a pretty fucking awesome guy, and he's just got one of those voices. Just, you know, as soon as you hear it, you're like, that dude's a good voice actor. And I've been noticing a lot of voice actors in 13-2, because there's a lot in there, especially if you're a fan of anime. You'll spot them a lot if you watch it frequently. But I'm kind of slumped on it now a little bit. It started off so optimistic, so interesting, you know, such a nice idea. Admittedly, I do think out of all the Final Fantasy games that there are, this setup of, you know, time traveling through a world and seeing it in various forms of progression would be so much more interesting on a good Final Fantasy. If this happened on 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, although it kind of, I suppose 10 did get a bit more treatment with 10 too, but I just think it'd be better on one of those games. But I've got to the point now where it's kind of getting a bit random and flippant and throwing me left and right into these random time portals. And like, I went to this Colosseum the other day and there was this crazy looking like shadow monster thing that was talking to me like it was Odin on his throne, and I thought I was going to have to fight him. I thought it was going to be one of those epic battles, but he just gave me a shard and then told me to piss off. And it was the most anticlimactic thing ever, and it made no sense. There was no context, there was no reference, and I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy, and why are we not fighting right now? This is not a Final Fantasy. And like I went to this one world and we met up with Snow, and I've got to say Snow's probably the only character in the game that I liked, because he's just Zell, but a bit older, and you know, with a beanie on. And on this game, he's pretty similar, and we got to fight with him a bit, but then we were in a level where we were swinging on vines, and there were these tomato monsters everywhere that apparently are flans, and they look not like flans. It's just, I don't know. And then I unlocked a level where I was running around. It seems really random to me. It seems like, you know, when you get to that really contrived moment in a game when they make you do side quests or some kind of mini games or backtracking, it feels like that. It feels like there's a really good important story point about to come, but before you get there, here's 20 throwaway sections that are boring as tits. Go and have some fun with those. But thanks for watching, guys, and you take care now.